Yes, Namit.
Yes, sir. My pranams to all the Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. Today, I would like to talk about Mahagauri. Ma Mahagauri is the eighth form of goddess Durga and is thus worshipped on the eighth day of Navaratri. Ma Mahagauri did severe penance. Lord Shiva was pleased by her penance. Ma Mahagauri was filled with dirt and leaves. Lord Shiva decided to cleanse her by sending her to the holy river of Ganga. Ma Mahagauri agreed and went to the holy river of Ganga and took bath. And then she was purified and brought back her lost radiance. She is present above the Sahasrara Chakra, which is here. She is the goddess of purity and tranquility. She has 4 hands. Sorry. She has 4 hands. One of them is holding the trident or the trishula and the fear-dispelling gesture and the drum, while the 4th one is in the blessing posture. She rides on a white bull. It's usually shown wearing white clothes. The one who worships the goddess gets relief from all the sufferings in life. She is very compassionate and fulfills the deepest desires of her devotees. She's also she's also known as Shvetambaradhara. So I would like to end with the shloka. Devi Mahagauryai Namaha Shvete Vrushe Samaruda Shvetambaradhara Suchihi Mahagauri Shubham Dadya Mahadeva Pramodada. Hari Om.
Very nice, Namit. Very nice. Thank you very much. So what qualities of Mahagauri you want to bring in your life?
Like I want to be compassionate and compassionate means what I understand from the word compassionate is like understanding others feelings and like making like considering it as our own feelings.
Okay, very good. Can you give me an example for compassion?
What example can I give? For example, I see somebody in the road who are begging and there nobody is giving them like money, and then like I may feel why is it happening to them like that, and I may feel like I may feel sad like how they are feeling. I may take their feelings and feel sad, like even great masters like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and all have took the feelings of their devotees and whatever sorrow, happiness and all they have took, so they have died so early. So like that, compassion that's what compassion means.
All right, let's hear it from Anita and Aditi. Anita, what is compassion for you?
Uncle, for me, it's to understand what a person is going through before subjecting them to any judgment from me.
You're not very clear. Can you come closer?
Uncle, for me, it's to understand their feelings and their position before judging them.
All right, wonderful. How about Aditi? What is your understanding of compassion?
Uncle, I think it's to understand the situation, like the problem or the issue that someone is going through, to understand them properly, like to get the full information and not assume, and then feel what they feel and help them how much ever you can.
Very nice. Wonderful. So now I'll give an example. Let's say you have not eaten for one whole day. Do you have an understanding of how it feels to be hungry? You know it, right? If you've not eaten the whole day, you know how hungry you can feel. Is it a very nice feeling? Okay. Now, let's say you see someone who hasn't eaten for 2 days or 3 days. Can you know how they may be feeling?
Not the exact feeling, but you can help them out.
But you have an understanding, right? Because you're able to see their own suffering as your own suffering. Oh, if I feel so miserable by just not eating in one day, how they may be feeling if they have not eaten for 2 days or 3 days. Or let's say, you know the feeling of, how it is when you got hurt. And when you see somebody hurt, you know how it is. You may not know the exact feeling, their exact feeling, but you know that it is hurting. So you can extend an arm to help them. Let's say somebody is sitting and crying. You may not know exactly the feeling. You may not know why they are sad. But you know what sadness is. So compassion is, you have developed feelings that others are going through within you. But that doesn't mean that then you also become sad like them. If they are sitting and crying, you also go and sit and, you're crying, I'm also crying. Then that is useless compassion. If somebody is hungry, I will also give up my food. You are hungry, I will also give up my food. You have no clothes, I will also remove all my clothes. That is useless compassion. Compassion means you're able to realize what they're feeling, and you can see what's the best you can offer as an help. Remember, you may not know how to help in all situations. If there's an accident, somebody has fallen and there is blood coming, you know it must be hurting, but can you go and just take them up? If let's say their bones are broken and you lift them up, some more will be broken. Your intention was to help, but you caused a greater harm. So you have to be aware of what you know, what you should do. The best thing is maybe call a doctor, maybe call an ambulance. So compassion is feeling the feeling of others. Then the action has to be based on what you can do and what is necessary in that situation. All right. So from compassion, feeling the feeling, what action to take, you have to be very clear about it. You have to be aware about what action is the best action in that situation. Then that is the most meaningful compassion. Not just, I saw old person, he was very sick, feeling very sad. I felt very sad. Okay, good you felt sad. But what is the next step you took? Maybe sometimes you may not be able to do anything. But you need to always see, okay, when I feel that, what can I do? Like that only, many people have brought about great changes in their life and around them. Buddha saw one dying person one old man and one unhealthy man, and he felt, oh, there must be something I can do about it. So it's the compassion for the feeling of others that led him to discover what is the true nature of this world, this existence. Through that discovery, he was able to help millions of people. Even after thousands of years, we all are grateful to Buddha because he brought that knowledge, that awareness. So like that, compassion is a great energy. The feeling for others is a great energy. But how you channelize has to be very, very important. You can, out of compassion, you can become a great engineer and invent right things. Out of compassion, you can be a great farmer and you can help. Out of compassion, you can be a teacher and help. How you help is dependent upon your own abilities, what you have gathered, what skills and abilities you have developed, what your circumstances are. Like that, based on the circumstances, the next action comes. But compassion is a fundamental and the most wonderful quality, is a feeling. To feel the pain of others, to feel the sorrow of others is the greatest feeling you can have. But don't stop there. Don't make that feeling your own feeling. See what is the next corrective step to take. All right? Namit, is that bringing clarity?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did not die. He did not take their feelings and die. He took their feelings and saw what is the right action to take, how to help them. That
Okay.
is what he did. So great masters are great, not because they took the feelings of others. No, they took the feelings of others and saw how to help them in their own life, how to make them strong, because everyone has the divine power. The greatest help you can give to somebody else is to help them realize their own greater inner divine nature. When one learns to bring out their own divine nature, they do the best. So, it is better to help someone to catch a fish than to give a fish. What does it mean? What do you understand by that, Namit?
So, like instead of giving a fish for them, for like to give them, for they may want to for a pet, they may want to keep it as a pet. Instead, we can teach them how to take that fish and how to put it into the fish bowl and.
Okay. All right. So let me say it once again. When someone is hungry, it is better to help them to catch a fish than to give a fish.
So I think to help them do something on their own, it's better to help others to to help them do their things on their own, their responsibilities.
Very nice. Anita, Aditi?
Uncle, I think in the example that you gave, so if someone is hungry, in that case, if you tell them how, like on a daily basis, how he can get food and how he can sustain himself, that will be better than you giving him only one meal and then that person has to suffer for the next few.
Excellent. Anita, your interpretation?
Well, I didn't really understand that.
All right. So let me quote one example. So I know this person called Swati. So one day she was traveling in the car, and at a junction, there was a beggar, a small girl. So Swati gave her some chocolate. The small child said, no, no, Didi, if I take chocolate, my parents will not agree. Please give me some money. But Swati did not want to give her money. She felt, why this small child, such a good looking child, and why is she begging? She thought, okay, let me follow her. Who are her parents? Let me tell her parents. It's not a good thing to send a small child to beg. So when she went along with the child, her parents were immigrants from a different place, from Rajasthan. And they said that, they both are illiterate and they're not finding any good job. And out of force of the hunger, they have resorted to this work of begging. But given a choice, they would probably not beg. Swati then felt, how can I help them? Swati asked, do you know anything to make? They said, yeah, we know how to make artwork from mud. So they all worked together the next day. They made some artwork. Next day, along with that child, Swati went to the same junction and she stood there to market that, to sell that artwork. She put up a small board and she put a price and she wanted to sell. Till late evening, nobody bought it, but towards the end, somebody did buy it. And when that money was given to the child and to the parents, they all were so grateful to Swati. That inspired Swati to create actually a business through which she has started helping now hundreds of such begging people. So if she finds any people who are begging, and if they're willing, she will bring them and she will train them and she will make small items like that. Today she sells them to 5-star hotels and many resorts in such places, and she has become a source of income through her organization for all these people who otherwise would have been begging. So it is better to help someone catch a fish, means it is better to help them to stand on their own than giving them a fish. All she could have done is, to give some money and said, take care and go. But how long will that money have stayed with them? Only for a little while. But now she has taught them how to stand on their own. That is why even in the offering that we give, our great rishis have given Pancha Mahayagnas as the greatest service that each one of us should do. And among the Pancha Mahayagnas, Rishi Yagna. What is Rishi Yagna? That of realizing the message of the great rishis and the masters and sharing them with the others is the greatest yagna, they've said. Why? When one realizes their true nature, then they start living in accordance with their true nature. And in the true nature, there is no lack, there is no suffering, there is no sadness. So people become deeply peaceful when they realize their true nature. So taking the message of the great masters means helping someone realize that they are not ordinary. Each one of you is not ordinary. You are not what you look from outside. You are not what you think. You are the divine light of the self. So in that realization, their lives are going to become spectacular. See, both you and me have the same 24 hours. Even Tata, Narendra Modi, they also have the same 24 hours. But look at the amount of impact they can create in that same 24 hours. How is that possible? Because no more are they working for themselves. They are working for the benefit of millions of others. It is like When you say, I want to eat, you get only that much of food. But when you say, I will earn for my family, you get little more. When you say, I will earn for my own country, entire country, you are going to be given so much, you will not even know how to count. That is how existence works. Sun is able to shine and give light to all the creatures on this earth. Billions and billions of creatures. So how much of energy sun has got? Whereas a small bulb here has got only this much, only this area. So you can be either this little bulb or that sun. That's what is meant by, it is better to help someone by teaching them how to catch a fish than to give them a fish. Is this bringing clarity to Anita?
Yes, uncle. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or any other statements?
Sir,
Yes, Namit.
sir, who is Swati, sir?
Swati Bondia. She is a Sevak of the Year, and she is the founder of, I'll show you. These days, she runs a business school called as CLAP, International School of Business. I want to show you her picture. So this is Swati Bondia. In 2015, in Sevak, we honored her as Sevak of the Year for her work with the people who were begging. And these days, she is the director of a business school called as CLAP. So this is her, Swati Bondia.
Oh, okay, sir.
Anything else? All right.